enjoy.
You know, Sophia, the best part about you and Christopher getting engaged is that Maggie and I will be sisters-in-law. You better not break up now. We've already made plans.
Oh, wow, so much pressure. I'm looking forward to when you and Maggie can start driving and stop tagging along on our dates.
Yeah, you're kind of a third wheel.
I'm the third wheel on my own dates?
Yep.
Harsh, Minnie. And what about your pet Gnat? Why doesn't he count as a third wheel?
Oh, Nat King Cole is too small to be a third wheel.
And I'm too big, huh? Are you calling me fat?
What? Never.
Hello, Chris.
Ah, my favorite person. Oh, and my fiancée.
Ha ha.
Is Maggie with you?
Yep, she's here. She's just grabbing snacks for Al.
When are you going to get rid of that terrifying lizard?
Albert is not terrifying. He's the nicest alligator you could ever hope to meet. He just gets a little cranky when he's hungry, thus the snacks. He's certainly more interesting than a snickerdoodle or whatever it is you wanted.
A labradoodle. And people like labradoodles. They certainly don't have to worry about getting eaten by them.
Yes, but everybody has a dog. Why not get something unique, like a water buffalo? I guarantee you everybody does not have a water buffalo.
It's not a sin to be normal, Chris.
Yeah, I know. So what's in the jar?
Oh no, not what, Christopher. Who?
Oh?
This is Nat King Cole. He's a gnat.
A gnat.
Yep.
That's a pretty unique pet. What do you do with a gnat?
Well, yesterday we went to a play.
Yes, that's right. The three of us saw Romeo and Juliet. A local university presented it like a Western. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was super romantic. Everybody died.
I suppose there can be something romantic in a tragedy, can't there?
Well, I didn't mean that.
Minnie!
Maggie!
I haven't seen you in forever.
I know, it's been eons.
Eons.
What's in the jar?
Not what, Maggie? Who?
Really? Well, then, who is in the jar?
Bye, have fun.
You know, Romeo and Juliet is a very romantic story.
Oh? And how does it compare to our story?
I don't know. I haven't read the end of our story yet. I'm still in chapter 1. Infatuation.
Wow. Cheesy. Well, then if you like being cheesy, you'll love chapter 2. Cheesy love songs.
Cheesy love songs. Care to give a spoiler?
I'd be delighted.
If all the chorus in the trees were privy to my love for thee, then all the world would never cease for nature's endless singing.
A restless world would be my fate if endlessly upon you stayed.
noticed that all your verses had something to do with me dying.
What do you mean?
Well, you were just putting a lot of emphasis on my death, especially for something that was supposed to be a cheesy love song.
Well, technically I was saying I would love you forever even if you died. It's not that I want you to die, per se. It's more if you were to die, say, in my arms. I think that would be awfully romantic, don't you? You know, like Romeo and Juliet. It's certainly more interesting than any old run-of-the-mill romance. It would make a much better book than most people's love stories.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, I mean, just think about it. Imagine we're stuck in a cabin, happy, but as luck would have it, serial killers attack, and after we've driven them back, I turn and see you have a wounded knee, but more importantly, you've been stabbed in the neck. And we know there's no time to say now adieu as our goodbye. It's our last chance to share vows. It's I do or die. Wouldn't it be the most very memorable, tear-inviting, tragic, and inspiring story ever to grace the annals of romance? What would be better than this? Wouldn't it be romantic?
I don't see how me dying is any kind of romantic.
It's not about you dying, it's about us spending our last moments together.
You mean my last moments together?
Exactly!
And why do I have to be the one who dies in this scenario?
You're right, that's not fair. What if we both died?
That's not.
So we could be hiking in snow till I take a liking to yodel. Then when I'm strident, my throat will bother the miners below. And they'll convene to plant some TNT and then escape on skis as the mountain explodes. Then, of course, we'll brace for the avalanche and cling to each other tightly and pour out our passion as we're buried alive. Wouldn't it be the most compelling, memorable, tear-inviting, tragic, and inspiring story ever to raise the annals of romance? What would be better than this? Wouldn't it be romantic? And the poets would cry as they wrote of our love, and the women would sigh as they thought of their husbands, and all the world remembered us as more than just a happy love. Wouldn't it be?
No, it would not.
Couldn't it be?
This is unbelievable.
Wouldn't it be
No, it absolutely would not be romantic. Not for me. I want to live a nice, normal life with you, Chris. Not die so you can live out some convoluted Shakespearean tragedy. If you loved me, you wouldn't ask me to die for some twisted love story. True love means being willing to die for the one you love. Not whatever backwards nonsense this is.
Sophia, I do love you. It's just women. Why are they so averse to dying?
So he's like a full-on pet?
Oh, he's more than a pet. We do everything together.
Really? What do you even do with the gnat? You can't even take it for a walk.
Are you kidding? He's here with me now at the park.
You can never take it out or pet it.
But that means he's he's really good at staying.
He'll never fetch a stick,
But he never runs away. You may think that you know just what you need. A palomino seed or $1 million yacht. You don't need any fancy house to live in. Just be grateful for the things that you've been given. 'Cause you could use those things to catch a nut.
You know, you almost had a point there.
What do you mean?
About being grateful even when you don't have the best pet.
But I do have the best pet.
Oh, come on, really? He's not as loving as a dog.
But I never have to go clean up his mess.
He is not as pretty as a bird.
But he's never noisy when he's distressed.
He's not fun to hold like a lizard or a frog.
You can't talk about lizards and frogs in front of a gnat.
Right? Sorry.
Not to me.
Sorry, Nat.
He forgives you.
You're crazy. Do you know that?
Hey, I just know how to have fun. Look around. There's 1,000 things to see. And 1,000,000 smiles could be. Just waiting for your imagination to come back from its long vacation.
Hey, I can be creative too. So I think I see what you're saying. It's that when it comes to playing, it's not about what you have, it's what you do.
With a gnat.
You're incorrigible.
I don't know what that means.
It means I'm joining the Nat King Cole Trio.
Oh, thanks, Maggie! You're the best BFF in the whole world.
Well, I'm no Nat.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Hey, Minnie, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure. Where's Christopher?
Well, that's what I want to talk to you about.
Oh, okay. Oh, Maggie, can you watch Nat King Cole while I'm gone? If anything happened to him, I literally would not be able to handle it.
Of course. Nat is in good hands.
Thanks, Maggie. I don't know what I'd do without you.
So, remember when you told Christopher that Romeo and Juliet was romantic?
Maggie, I need your help. Sophia's upset with me because of something I said.
What did you say this time?
She thinks I don't love her. And she might kind of have the impression that I want her to die.
What? What did you say?
Just some things about Shakespeare or something. It's not important. Look, you know things sometimes. How do I prove to Sophia that I love her?
Well, if you want to show someone you love them, you need to show that you're willing to make sacrifices for them. Sort of die to self, you know?
Die to self. That's not bad. Thanks.
You got it, bro.
And why do you have Minnie's gnat?
She asked me to make sure he didn't die while I was gone.
Does she know that gnats only live for like a few weeks?
Oh my goodness. She may not. I have to go tell her.
And I have to tell Sophia how much I don't want her to die. Dear Sophia, I know now what I must do. It's time for me to say goodbye to Al! Exclamation point. I wonder if I can sell him to the Biddle Bible Club.
Yes, I do still love him, but he's convinced that the most romantic thing that could happen for me would be to die. I'm just not comfortable with that.
Well, you need to work it out with him. You're my only ticket to hanging out with Maggie, remember?
Oh, please. Anyway, I'm just going to give him some space to think about what he said. I don't think he listens to himself half the time. What's that?
It's a note from Christopher.
Here, let me see. Dear Sophia, I was wrong about Romeo and Juliet. I know now what I must do to make it right. If I need to be willing to die to prove that I love you, so be it. It's time for me to say goodbye to all. Oh my goodness, is he... Minnie, stay here. I need to go find him before he does anything foolish.
Oh, no. None of this would have happened if I hadn't said that Romeo and Juliet was romantic. If I'd never mentioned that play, Christopher wouldn't be... Oh, what am I going to tell Maggie? I think I may have killed him. My best friend's brother might be dead because I should not have said it was romantic. When Romeo and Juliet died, because now he has the notion to go drink the friar's potion, and now I've committed best friend fratricide.
Look, there's the ever joyful Minnie, blissful in never thinking that someday her favorite pet might be. Oh, how do I tell her what I know? She's not prepared for him to go. But I can't keep this secret close.
How do I tell Maggie? How do you tell your BFF? Her brothers definitely I should tell her, right? Or maybe I could hide it for a while, and then maybe I could make her read it in the morning paper, so she won't know I'm why she's an only child.
If I reveal this news to Minnie, she'll be in distress. This may be the saddest thing she ever has addressed. I think I must.
But will it
It's
be
just
too
too much. She's never had to deal with such a heavy thought. I can't just say your friend will pass away.
Your brother
That is
dead now.
dying sorry for your loss. Oh, how do I tell her what I know? She's not prepared for him to go. But I can't keep this secret close. If I reveal this news to Minnie, how do you tell your readers this may be the saddest thing she ever has addressed. But then what is the morality of mine and of fatality? So keep these secrets from your BFF. So I guess I have to tell her. Hope this doesn't overwhelm her.
I just need to tell her to her face.
She can't avoid this crushing fate.
Just believe that her natural self is
Dead. Hey, Minnie.
Hey, Maggie.
Minnie, I need to tell you something.
Me too.
Minnie? Nat King
I killed your brother.
Nat's only... Wait, what?
I just told him that Romeo and Juliet. You're alive!
What is... Oh, my God.
Yeah, you really do get excited over everything, don't you?
You should have seen her when she first caught Nat King Cole.
Nat!
Well, I guess that excitement hasn't died yet.
But Nat is going to die. How long does he have, Maggie?
Nat's only have about 4 weeks.
Oh. Do you think I should release him?
What? But you love Nat. You just sang a whole song about it like one scene ago.
I know, but if he's dying, maybe we should set him. Let him spend his last days appreciating the joys of life.
Okay, if that's what you want.
Goodbye, Nat King Cole. You were a merry old soul.
A merry old soul?
Was he?